And so
what did you see?
I saw the most masculine, well-built, muscular, 6.5 foot tall woman I've ever seen in my life. We've been telling the story of the American farmer for a little over a decade. Fell in love with the life so much that
We bought a farm.
yeah, we bought a farm. Oh my gosh. We were getting ready to move out to the property, right?
Yes.
Getting ready to come. We're super excited. We've got a garden that's 18 times too big.
Yeah.
That we're trying to work. All our tools.
With no power, no water. That
No
was
power,
fun.
no electricity, no
another story,
power,
but
electricity.
that was
Yeah.
fun.
What's that? Having nothing out here?
No water and no power.
Yeah. But we made it work.
Yeah.
We rigged a system.
Yeah. It was fun.
It was. We can talk about rigging that system later, though,
Yeah.
because this story's way better than
Yeah.
talking about how we irrigated a garden with no water and no electricity. There was a night that I was coming out to the property, right? I came out here to check on the irrigation and make sure everything was watered and everything's good. And as I'm driving back up the driveway, we have this incredibly, to us, it's a really long driveway. It's almost a half mile long, right? And so we're like,
It's a long driveway.
it's a long driveway. But I'm driving out and I see our kids' radio flyer wagon in the woods covered up with bushes, like broken sticks and leaves. And they did a really poor job of covering it up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's odd. I wonder why that thing's there.
It's not where we would go for a leisurely walk.
No, it's like halfway back up the driveway, 3/4 of the way back up the driveway in the woods. So I got home and I thought about it for a minute. And I'm like, that's just random. Like, so I'm thinking maybe local teenagers or kids came down and just got it and went for a walk with it. So the next morning I got up and I came back out here. And like, it's real clear that they intended to hide this wagon. And there's other things laying around the wagon.
That have been things that have been pilfered.
Pilfered, that's a good word for it. So I throw the wagon into the back of my truck and I come down where our toolboxes are, where we're storing everything, and I start going through it. And there's all kinds of stuff just missing, just gone. But it's random stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it was some power tools. You're like, okay, that makes sense. But it was a 7-year-old's bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Which is odd. And then...
And I wouldn't steal that.
No.
I wouldn't steal anything.
They did steal a weed eater, and they stole a torch, and they stole some other things. You're like, okay, that makes sense. But somebody stole something, right? And so...
You get really yucky feelings.
Yeah, you feel violated.
Yeah, it was weird.
You feel violated.
It was difficult.
We called the police. We live in this little town, and they came out and did a report. And he probably was one of the nicest people we've met since we moved here.
Yeah,
just
the police,
a great guy.
Yeah, super great.
And took a report and said, hey, there's probably not a lot you can do about this. We're not going to put out like a manhunt or an APB on this stuff. So, if it comes up, we'll let you know what happens, right? So we're like, we're going to make sure this doesn't happen again. So we went and got a bunch of game cams. Put them all on the drive and put them all over the property.
Was it like a day or two later?
It was, so that
It wasn't
Friday we
like-
found everything. Saturday we put the game cams out. Sunday we went to church.
Oh, and then we put like no trespassing sign because
Put
they
no
said,
trespassing
I mean,
signs.
did all the things.
Everything the police and Google said you should do to make sure people don't come on your property.
Yep.
And then Monday, I was at our office, and you called.
Yep. I was coming out here just to play with the kids and do gardening stuff, and get out here, and there's a truck stuck in the mud, and there's certain places on the farm.
Like
that you
half the
just-
farm, you just
okay.
don't drive.
There is, yeah, and you don't know that unless you live here because it looks like grass. It's just grass, no big deal. So there's a truck stuck, and I'm freaking out. Samson is jumping from the back seat, and I'm gonna take care of this, and And I'm like, what are you gonna do? Use your pop shoot gun? But he's gonna handle it, and I'm freaking out. But I don't want to let the know.
I'm proud from what I've heard, how Samson manned up.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
So you're 15, 20 minutes away.
You call.
You're
and I'm
headed
like,
home.
I'm on my way. Call the police. Call
the neighbor.
Call Alan, our neighbor, and see if he'll come out real fast. How quick did Alan get here?
Super quick.
And how quick did the police get there?
Equally quick.
So I'm just coming out. I'm thinking, okay, I want to get down here and see what's going on. So I didn't stop and Check the cameras.
There's no one on the property. There's nobody on the property.
They're
the
gone.
Police are
They've
here
left.
now.
They left their truck.
Alan's here. Truck stuck. So we're standing back, and the police officers.
Well, I said, hey, what are the chances our stuff's in that truck, right? And they're like, no, nobody's that dumb. Nobody would put stolen stuff in their truck and then drive back out onto your property. We're like, well, can we go look? And the officers are like, hey, let us go look. They tromped through the wet area because it had rained a lot. And we're standing there, and I'm not really thinking anything's going to happen. But the next thing we know, one of the officers is holding something up and screams,
"Is this yours?
Is this yours?
Yeah, does this belong to you?"
Well, yeah, that's ours. That's ours.
Oh, yeah. And that.
And so one of the
But those wigs don't belong to us.
Well, I didn't know anything about the wigs yet because they
But
screamed.
but stuff was like in the back of the truck.
They
right?
was in the front of the truck. The wigs
the seat.
and the dress and the high heels. Or they stilettos? What kind of?
Oh yeah, they were
So, still not thinking anything about that, right?
party
But
shoes.
the police screamed "Merry Christmas." Hey, here's your stuff. Merry Christmas. We're like, okay, that's cool. We get some of our stuff back, if not all of it. And so they call a tow truck, and they're gonna impound the truck. They drag it out of the mud.
Yep.
They're gonna impound the truck, and then I overhear the officers at this point start saying, "Is that a pink wig?" Still doesn't hit us what's going on, right? Is that a pink? And then they're like, "There's a dress, and there's this." Still doesn't hit me. So they load the truck up. They all leave. Alan's gone at this point, and then you left. And then you left. I thought you were having a stroke. Your lip was trembling.
I'm trying to hold it.
Anytime Brittany does anything important, she yawns. It's like her go-to thing. I know.
I think it's a mechanism.
Every night when Brittany prays for dinner, Father God, Lord, thank you for this food.
I love the Lord. I pray good in my. I don't yawn when I pray in my head. Maybe it's a mouth. I don't know what it is. Oof.
Everybody's left now. Brittany's left. The kids are gone, and it hits me at this point. Check the game. Check the game cameras.
Yeah.
So I stop, and I get the card out of just the first one at the end of the driveway. Because I'm thinking if there's one that got this guy coming in and out, it'd be this one.
So what did you see?
I saw the most masculine, well-built, muscular, 6.5 foot tall woman I've ever seen in my life. Pink wig,
She was pretty.
black top, I don't know what that's called, black mini skirt, super tight, had like the crisscross legging things on, didn't I don't remember. They had some kind of leggings, fishnets, and these tall platform shoes. I'm like, that chick could beat me up.
Our driveway's dirt too. Like you don't wear that out here. Like you don't anywhere out here.
It's
You just
dirt if
don't.
it's dry, and it's mud if it rains.
Yeah.
Right now.
You put your church shoes, like carry them with you, put them in the van, and then go do what you got to do.
I see these pictures, and there's this really, really well-built woman, and I'm thinking, that's crazy. Like, there's something off about that.
Walking towards the property, like
Towards the
walking
property.
in the property.
And then there's pictures of this really well-built woman walking back out down the driveway.
Her hair's up though.
Yeah. Is it?
Yes.
I thought it was just short.
No, her hair's up when she's coming back because she had to throw that hair up off her neck. It gets hot as a chick.
The next thing I see is the truck that was stuck driving into the property. And then the very next thing I see is a guy, a really well-built, 6.5 foot tall. He's not that tall, but really well-built. He's a little shorter because those 4-inch heels are gone, I guess. And his underwear, his skivvies, where I'm guessing he just came in and tried to dig his truck out, or he tried to dig his truck out and then decided, hey, I'm gonna call it quits and figure something else out.
Can't do that in your party shoes.
So this chick went in, drove in, got her truck stuck. She came out a man.